Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we are going to be reviewing Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror from Series 12 with the 13th Doctor. The first time I watched this one, I really enjoyed it, so it was nice to get a rewatch in of it and see if my opinion had changed. And to be honest, I still love this episode. It's really, really good. It does a lot of things I like. First off, one of the things that completely sells me on it is that the actor playing Tesla is so good. I absolutely love him in this story. He plays this character so well that I am totally invested in this person that a lot of people might not be as aware of historically. I just love this childlike sense of wonder he has, and basically almost like a childlike imagination. Much like the Doctor, he actually really reminds me of the Doctor, like a proper Doctor, and even Whittaker at times when she's having one of her good episodes, which she's pretty good in this one too, to be honest. But Tesla, like, if I found out Tesla was a pre-Hartnell Doctor in disguise, like with a chameleon circuit or a chameleon fob watch or whatever, and he was disguised as a human, I would totally buy it because he acts a lot like a Doctor here. Because I like that the Doctor and Tesla have that childlike imagination where they think of all these imaginative things. Because as you get older, what you believe is doable and what you believe is not doable becomes more defined, as some things seem more possible and some things seem possible. That becomes more well defined in your mind. But for people like the Doctor and Tesla, it doesn't. You know, they're dreamers. They dream of all these things you can do. And Tesla is great because the adult part of his mind figures out ways to do those things. And that's fascinating me. It's very much like I'm having two Doctors in this episode. And I love it. And I love the fact they get on really well together. Better than some Doctors do when they meet up. I really enjoy that. I like Whittaker in this episode. I actually think she's pretty good here. I enjoy the rest of the cast. Ryan and Graham are good. The guy playing Edison is really good. I really like the creatures. They're pretty neat. I don't like the fact that they fall into that trope of, oh, look, it's a human animal, but bigger and eviler. Because I hate when they do that. Okay, so giant scorpions. Got it. I'm a little sick of Doctor Who doing that. But I like the Queen and the actress playing her, who I know also played Ronnie on Sarah Jane Adventures. I believe it's Sasha's girlfriend, actually. The actor playing the Master right now. I think it's his girlfriend. I forget her name, but I like her. I liked her in Sarah Jane Adventures, and I like her here. She's good. Does a good job of making the Queen seem threatening, even though I love the concept that they're just scavengers. They don't know how to use anything, so they just take what they need, totally ruthless, without any kind of compassion. I enjoy that setup. I really like the incidental music in this story. I made note of that as I was watching it. Like, the first half has some nice, eerie, creepy tension music going on in places at the beginning, when the beginning has kind of more of a suspense going on. It has more of a suspense atmosphere going on at the beginning as you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on. But then I really like a lot of the incidental music right there at the climax of the story too, like when they're getting ready with the TARDIS to shoot the bolts of lightning up. That's really good. I made note of it as I was watching it that I was really enjoying the incidental music in the story, so that really helps build the scenes, in my opinion, effectively. I like that right there at the end, the TARDIS kind of has this blue lighting going on throughout it, where it just looks overly blue, just casting blue light. That actually looks a lot better on the TARDIS interior than the normal lighting. I made note of that when it does that kind of full shot at the end right after the enemy ship leaves and you see Tesla standing in the TARDIS. And it's kind of a full shot of the whole TARDIS interior, and it's bathed in this blue light. And that looks really good on it, a lot better than usual. I like the actress playing Tesla's assistant. I wanted to mention that too. I think she does a good job, and I like this kind of attraction, kind of not, between her and Tesla. It's kind of like I almost want to look up if Tesla was married, who it was historically, because they have this kind of attraction, but kind of not. It's very subtle, which I like that. I like how that's done in the story really, really well. I enjoy everything at the beginning with the little ball and trying to figure out what the little ball is and what's going on with that. The creatures that make themselves look human, even though not very well, because they still have the glowing red eyes. Just kind of at a, out of your peripheral vision, it would pass. But once you actually looked at them, it wouldn't. That's really neat. I like the scene when Edison clears the street. He's fired, by claiming Tesla's fired up his contraption. Everybody run, and he gets everybody off the street. That kind of amused me, I will admit. I like another moment where the Doctor Tesla really reminded me of the Doctor was when him and Yaz were beamed on the ship and the Queen was explaining what you're going to do, and then you're going to help me. And I can use your genius, and we will carve a path of war. And then Tesla just looks at her and said, no, I won't. And what? You won't? No, I won't. I like the fact that he just immediately was like, no, I won't. I'm not going to help you do that. I forget exactly what he said. He says, no, I won't, or no, I will not. Either way, I love that. He just firmly and immediately, despite being, mind being blown by everything going around him, and the threat around him, he just immediately was like, no, I will not. I love that. That is a Doctor moment. It reminds me of, it's one of Tennant's episodes, and I forget which one, actually, where somebody's telling Tennant he's going to help do something like that, and Tennant's like, or you will help, and then the Doctor will help, and Tennant's just like, the Doctor will not. Just immediately, like, he's like, no, I won't. That's exactly what this reminds me of when Tesla's just like, no, I will not. I love that he immediately went with that, and he didn't kind of back off on that until Yaz was threatened. When they threatened Yaz, he's kind of like, oh no. Which is very much like the Doctor. The Doctor is not going to help you, but if you threaten one of her companions, well, she's like, crap. So I enjoyed that. And then, of course, the Doctor showing up and saving the day. Of course, I love Tesla and Edison's reaction to going in the TARDIS for the first time. And I like how Tesla was like, okay. The interior transcends the exterior. Ah, exactly right. I love that. And then I like Tesla's speech at the end, like, well, people will talk. Let them talk. They can have the present. I work for the future, and the future is mine. I love that line, and the future is mine. And he says it with a smile on his face. The optimism there, I absolutely love. That, it's like the opposite of Vincent and the Doctor. It's why this story is so much better than Vincent and the Doctor, in my opinion, is because Vincent and the Doctor is depressing. People always rave about that episode. It's such a good sign of depression. Yeah, I don't watch Doctor Who to be depressed. If I wanted to be depressed, I have real life for that, especially with everything going on in the 2020s. Lots of depression out there in real life. I watch Doctor Who to get away from all of that. So I want to see an episode like this, which is so optimistic, even knowing that Tesla, he never gets the recognition he deserves in his lifetime. He never achieves the fame he deserves in his lifetime. But he still has that optimism at the end of the episode. The future is mine. I love that. This story is much more positive than Vincent and the Doctor, which I like. And while Vincent has great moments I like in that episode, it's not a just crap episode. It has bad things in it, but it has good things in it. It has a pile of good things and a pile of bad things. This episode, I pretty much love from start to finish, the Tesla episode. I love it pretty much from start to finish. I like everything it's doing in it for the most part. Again, I don't like the animals being giant scorpions because that's tropey. Aliens don't have to be earth animals, but bigger and eviler. But, between this one and Vincent, I much prefer this one. One, while I think the guy playing Vincent and Vincent the Doctor is good, I think the guy playing Tesla here is better. I think the Doctor's fine in both of them. I like Matt Smith in that episode. I like Jodie Whittaker in this episode. And the same thing with the companions. They're fine in both. The past setting I really like. I really enjoy the historical setting. The BBC usually does really, really good with that. So, I really enjoyed this episode. It is one of my favorite Whittaker episodes. It's always a fun watch. And a lot of that is down to just the guy playing Tesla is so good. So that is my thought on Nikola Tesla's The Night of Terror. It's like watching an episode. It's like watching a multi-doctor story because he very much reminds me of a doctor. If he ever turns out to be a pre-Hartnell doctor, I am so on board with that. Or they can make him the 14th Doctor, and I'd so be on board with that. So I would like to know what you think of this episode. And if you haven't watched in a while, I think you should go back and give it a rewatch and reassess it. It's really good if you can get over that whole, it's Whittaker. You know, if you can just get over that whole blanket statement of it being a Chib's Error story and actually watch it and enjoy it for what it is, it's really, really good. I really like it. So I'd like to know what you think. So comment down below and let me know what you think. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate some help with that if you enjoy my content. I want to give a special shout out to 2 of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane and the 5th Doctor. I always appreciate their support, just as I appreciate the support of all of my patrons at every tier level. I also have a P.O. box. If you would like to send me anything, my P.O. box is down in the description below. And of course, as I mentioned, I do have a Patreon, and a link to my Patreon is down in the description below if you would like to support me that way. And a link to my Amazon wish list is down in the description below as well. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.